Morning guys, so let's quickly look at what's happening in the crypto market today. So starting off on the weekly for Bitcoin. This is that area that we were talking about at 31,500. That's a weekly area of support. And currently what we're seeing is a lot of demand in that area. So going down to the daily, and just one thing on the weekly that I want to note is that this weekly candle closes in 3 days. So at the end of Sunday, this weekly candle will close. And it will be very, very productive for Bitcoin to close above 39,000. Because that will clearly indicate that this is some form of a weekly double bottom. Price is closing above this neckline right here. And then we can expect at least a push back up to 48,000, 49,000. So big one to watch out for this week is this weekly candle closing on Sunday. Going down to the daily, as we mentioned earlier in the week, that 40,600 is posing to be a big area of resistance. So what we want to see is we can see there's some very decent volume as we broke these areas of resistance right around 36,000. So now what we want to see is we want to see a nice decent chunk of volume coming through the market to break these resistance levels. If we fail to get new liquidity and fresh money into the market to push price up through this area of resistance, I feel that we're going to get something like this. A top wick on the daily, price is going to spike through, and then price is going to close back below, and then we pose the risk of coming all the way back into this range, all the way down to 29,600 again. So I'm sounding like a broken record, but I don't want to push the button at these highs. I honestly don't want to buy at resistance levels. We missed our order a little bit lower earlier in the week, but that is fine. There's going to be some opportunities once we either break through this area, or if we reject and get something like that, then we can look at potential short positions on Bitcoin. Ethereum, exactly the same thing. We want to see these areas of resistance starting to break. Ethereum also had some decent volume with this last 3 days of price action running up, but again, can't really pull the trigger unless we break above $2,300. Up until then, we need to wait to see what price does on the daily. Binance Coin, exactly the same, overhead resistance, not looking to jump in there. And now what we can see on Monero is that we broke above this daily resistance. We've got a nice bullish candle, some decent volume. So what you can look out for now is you can look for potential long positions all the way back up to these areas right here. 263, that is your area of next resistance. Also, what makes this a little bit tricky is price is on the 200 daily EMA, and this could still pull all the way back, creating a top wick and finding resistance there. But currently, with the way our price is moving, Monero looks good for a push all the way up to 264. That's a gain of almost 11%. So Monero looking very good to the upside. Litecoin also some overhead resistance right there. XRP, let's look at what XRP is doing. So XRP, interestingly enough, we had a lot of volume on this candle breaking this resistance right here. And the way that I would trade XRP is to do something like this. While price is pulling back, I want to see a bottom wick created, and then once we break these highs, yesterday's daily high, once we start breaking that high, I don't see price coming back to break this candle's own wick. So wherever this wick is going to form and start pushing back up, that is where your stop loss is going to be. So this bottom wick, and then you're going to have a buy stop just above yesterday's high. And going on the weekly, where would I take price from there? Looking at the weekly, you can take price all the way back up to $0.95. This is a solid gain of almost, let's quickly look here, 25-30% on XRP. So that's an interesting one to note. Litecoin, we did speak about. Let's see if there's any one of the other ones I've got on the watch list here. That's my only ones that I'm looking at. The rest of the market is still in a broader range. Nothing to do as of yet. I think as soon as we start breaking resistance levels with some decent volume, we can start seeing a push up. Otherwise, we run the risk of coming all the way back into these ranges that we've been trading in. So trade safe. Let's see what we get at the end of the day. But ultimately, nice push up. Somewhere along the line, we are going to get a retracement, and that will be our buying opportunities. Have a great day. Trade safe.